Checking the stream. I hope it's going real well.
I mean, it's not going badly, so.
Okay, I've already got a sound loop, so let me mute your Discord or Twitch. Yeah, I'll mute the Twitch.
Oh yeah, I need to get Joe's screen. I can't get Joe's screen today because it's on my other monitor and I can't go around the table to go and bring another screen. I can't watch you today is all I'm saying, Joe.
You know what, Cleo? That's okay. You know what? I think that's okay. I'm gonna do some hexagons today to get started. Like those on the James Webb Space Telescope primary mirror.
Good. Yes, that seems like a valid way of.
You can probably visualize some hexagons. I believe in you.
I think I can. And if you tell me what color they will end up being, I'm guessing
they're gold.
They're gold. Good. I can imagine some gold hexagons. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Hey, chat.
Hope everybody's doing good today. We're doing.
Okay. So here's the thing. I'm normally the one that is early, if not on time. Today it was not so. No. I only remembered because Joe put a message in the Hermitcraft meeting chat. So it literally took me.
We were talking about people coming to hang out, so.
Yeah, but it took me 10 minutes to get ready, so I'm kind of like, so, yeah. Had my fill of hexagons during organic chemistry.
Is preparing to do art is part of doing art.
To be fair, I had already prepared. I went out and bought an entire book that you can see now.
Make your own mythical creatures.
Correct? Yes, it is in no way affiliated with She Who Must Not Be Named, even though it really wants to be. I did not feel bad buying this book at all because in no way does it mention She Who Must Not Be Named. So, organic chemistry is full of hexagons. That is true, which is why I never did it very well with it. Papercraft, is this a mod? Yes. Everything is a mod. That's just facts. This is a hyper-realistic mod.
Are we using drinks to pain today? No, we are not drinking to pain. We are drinking to stay awake. This is caffeine with coffee.
Joe needs all the caffeine he can get, considering he lost most of it.
I bought a new bag of coffee. Okay. So I was just telling Cleo before the stream in confidence because I didn't think y'all needed to hear this. After I got so much nonsense about losing that bag of beef jerky.
I didn't realize you told them about the beef jerky. I wasn't going to mention the beef jerky as well.
They know about the beef jerky, but they didn't know about the coffee. Thanks.
I'm sorry. I thought mentioning one of them would be funny.
No, it's fine. This is like I'm too tired to not make stupid mistakes at this point, and it's like undeniable that I'm really looking forward to taking this break in October because I'm at the point where I'm just like, oh my gosh, I keep screwing things up in stupid ways and but yeah, on Friday. After I drop my kid off at school, there's like a local coffee shop that like roasts their own beans, right? And I like to support them.
Behind on Jolo.
So I go over there and I buy a fresh bag of coffee and I throw it in my bag. And I also like since on the days that I go buy the bag of coffee, I haven't had my coffee yet. I also get like a to-go cup, right? Like I have the charge on my account. There's no way that I didn't buy the bag of coffee and walk out of there with it. But I spent the whole weekend looking for it. And so I don't know where I put it down. I thought I remembered putting it in the pantry where the coffee goes, too. It wasn't like, oh, I know I put this down somewhere and I just can't find it. I'm like,
what color is the bag?
No, it's black.
That's your problem there. Black hides everything.
I know, I know.
But
So I have since gone back and bought a second bag of coffee. At least so here's the thing is at least the owner of this coffee shop is the one that like is reinvesting his money in like he's the one that hired the lawyers and won the big case in Tennessee about um they had this anti-trans bathroom bill the state legislature tried to push through.
oh Jesus, yeah.
And so somebody who has standing so basically it was about small business owners being forced to mark their bathrooms if they allowed trans people to use them. And so a random citizen can't go to court about this unless they have like standing, right? They have to be
Right.
impacted by the law. And so as a guy who owns a coffee shop or two around town, he was
Hmm.
like, "Well, I have bathrooms that are free for trans people to use. So I'm going to go and I'm going to take these guys to court because I have standing." And he
Yeah.
got the bill or he got the law struck down. So
Woo!
it's like this is not somebody I feel bad about buying an extra bag of coffee from,
No, no,
but
we're okay with this guy.
but I do feel I am alarmed on some level that I'm like how bad is it that I'm losing bags of coffee? That doesn't seem
Look,
great.
at this point, what I said to you, and I'll say it to the chat, at least you've not lost bags of stuff that will rot.
Mm-hmm. Wherever it is. Like now, in theory, you want to use it like within a few weeks of roasting for like
Yeah.
optimal coffee flavor, but it will still be coffee for like months. Like
Yeah, years, one might say.
well, I don't know how. Is it
I
safe
don't.
to use vacuum sealed coffee beans like years later?
I don't know. I don't. One, I don't drink coffee, but like if it's dried, then it's not going to go off. You know.
Yeah. No, you're probably right. Yeah, I don't know enough about like drinking years old coffee.
The fact
I
that
would
you think
assume
it's going to take you years to find this coffee is more of a concern.
like what's gonna happen is I'm gonna be moving out
Uh-huh.
of my next place. This stuff is gonna somehow have fallen
Find its
into a
way
box.
into a box.
It's
And
it's
you're gonna...
all it's probably already fallen into a box or something somehow. That's the only like logical explanation for why I haven't found it. It's gonna so these boxes are gonna get moved to my next place, and then when I'm moving out of that place, I'm gonna be like, oh, I need to consolidate some of these boxes before I move again. And I'm
Yeah.
gonna find like the coffee and the beef jerky and whatever else is all gonna be in one place.
Oh dear. Oh dear. I've taken some year expired coffee from work. Didn't dare drink the stuff, but the folks who did said it was fine. Internet says 6 to 9 months for coffee beans. At worst, if it's sealed properly, it will just get stale.
Yeah, people are saying the oils might decay. Yeah, in general, I would want to be careful about it. Like inspect the beans for mold or something, you know.
Yeah, and if all else fails, you can do a nice craft with them and maybe recoup your loss on the beans.
Yeah.
It's what we're here for. Recouping Joe's losses.
Okay. Speaking of recouping my losses, tips are welcome via paypal.me/Joe.
Go buy Joe some coffee. You can buy me coffee. I won't drink it, but you know, Joe definitely will, because that's just how Joe is surviving at the moment.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna start with something simple. I've got this reference image here of the Kepler mirrors, or the mirror array. It's like a bunch of hexagons. And I'm going to make
so
hexagons in that pattern.
That's good. This book is a children's book, which, you know, should be good because then someone like me can use it. It has like 5 different creatures in it, I think. It doesn't have a glossary or an index. So
Well, that's a waste of pages. Children don't use a glossary or an index.
Oh, fair. Right, so we've got a basilisk, a Cerberus, not copyright, a hippogriff, a dragon, or a phoenix. And I don't know which the chat would rather me do. It's got instructions here, but, you know.
So you're asking the chat to determine the order of the phoenix, the basilisk, the hippogriff, and the
Yes. Guys, just throw in chat which one you want, and I'll pick one that seems to be the most. It doesn't matter to me because this is booked for me for children, so I'll get through at least 2. If Anna is on desktop or poll, no, just throw it out. I want to get started.
Hey, Cleo, remember when you asked if I had set the stream title?
Yeah, did you not?
Well, I did, but I have the wrong date and day in it. It says Crafts with Cleo, Tuesday, August 22nd. Apparently, it's Wednesday the 24th.
You know when I asked date, is it Wednesday?
Yeah.
You were very convinced it was Wednesday.
I was 90% sure it was Wednesday because you had asked me if it was Wednesday. And then I was like, ooh, maybe it's not. But then I was like, wait, no, because I played Pathfinder last night.
Oh, you're actually
I
doing a poll, guys. Is that what's happening? Okay.
Wait, what's the poll about?
It's which one should I do? I think my mods have just gone.
No,
we're not. Okay, well, Phoenix seems to be winning at the moment, so we'll do Phoenix. It's fine. Okay. Sorry, you were saying.
Oh, well, I'll let you sort this out, but I actually do have what's the word for? I was gonna say it's not an analogy. I have an anecdote from a.
Oh dear.
Wow, yeah, this is at some point, but yeah, we can save that for later.
I am going to right. I am going to do a Phoenix to start with because that seems to be the one that I saw. I'm going to start by pulling out all the bits and pieces. Raina, CJR, or Rainak Jr. maybe. Resubscribe for 2 months. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it, even though I don't know what to call you. Can I just call you Rain? That would be easier. So yes. I'm just going to pull all the bits out, and then I'm going to find the instrucciones, because they're over here. Okay, cool. So, your anecdote.
Oh, okay. So, we're in, like, the Pathfinder equivalent of, like, Ravenloft type of thing. Like right. It's, like, a spooky area, and we're supposed to be going to meet up with some labor organizers, because that's the sort of campaign that's being run.
Yeah, no, I understand those campaigns.
And so on our way there, we're walking past this church, and the Dungeon Master, Quinn Murphy, is just like, okay, y'all hear, like, what sounds like a girl sobbing from inside the church. Can everybody give me a will save? And we're just like, oh yeah, that's totally a girl sobbing. That's why we have to make a will save about it. That's gonna be great. And then we all roll, like, stupidly high. Like, in Pathfinder, like, once you get to, like, level 12 or so, which is where we're at, like, you have, like, some pretty big things to add to rolls like that, right?
Oh, so yeah, no, I understand, yeah.
Yeah, so we all rolled in, like, the 30s, some of us in the high 30s, and because it's like, okay, we got, like, 16s through 19s plus 20 or plus 15 or whatever type of stuff. So anyway, the Dungeon Master's just like, dang it, okay, well, so, it's clear to y'all that, so none of you feel compelled to investigate, but, those of you who have studied divine magic can tell that this is a ghost. And, we're all just like, okay, cool, well, we still have to get to that meeting with the labor organizer, so we should probably just be on our way, right? And one of the divine casters is like, well, my god would really feel like I should be compelled to, like, go resolve any sort of haunting. And we're like, okay, so mechanically, what does that look like? And he's like, well, you know, so there are certain spells I can use, but, like, in a lot of cases, you might have to resolve some sort of unfinished business plot point type thing in order to truly lay the spirit to rest. And everybody's just kind of like, well, you know, we kind of have somewhere to be, but fine.
And the ghost isn't going anywhere, which is what my party would say, you know.
The ghost isn't going anywhere. Exactly. So, we go ahead and, oh, dang it. I forgot to edit the stream info with the correct date on, I thought I had done it, but I had not. Or I did on YouTube because people only complained about YouTube, but now apparently the Twitch one is wrong too. Okay, so anyway, the so I'm an illusionist wizard. And my character is a goblin. His backstory is that
Uh-huh.
he started off as a servant in the wizard school and basically studied when he was supposed to be working and used illusion magic to make it look like his work was done. Because there's a lot of spells that can like make something look clean for a day, and if it's something that
Right.
it's your job to clean every day, you can make it look like you cleaned that thing and move on, right?
Okay,
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
so anyway, he still kind of like carries himself. He can look like a servant when he needs to. So I'm just like, okay, how about this? I've got a spell called Drop Dead that basically lets me do the spy thing from Team Fortress 2, where if somebody hits me, like an illusory corpse falls to the
Right.
ground and I run off invisible, right? So how about this? I'm gonna pretend that I'm your weak-willed servant and that I have been entranced by this crying, and one of you needs to try to slap me out of it, and like, but you're so strong because I'm just a servant and you're all warriors or whatever, and you accidentally break my neck and kill me, and then I'll invisibly go in there and be like, oh hey, I'm a new ghost. What's up with this unfinished business?
What's the problem, yo?
Oh no, I apparently have unfinished business too. What's your unfinished business? So that way we can move the plot along, right?
Right, yeah, no.
And so everybody in the party's just like, awesome, I'll hit him, except for one of the characters. I don't know mechanically what his like species or class is. I think he's a pseudo vampire shadow dancer. It's one of those like I don't know which book this is from type things. It's not a core book thing.
Right,
Uh
right, right.
right, but it's kind of like a swashbuckling vampire with shadow magic. I don't know, but he has fun with it. So anyway, uh,
That's all
so
that
he's
he
just
needs.
like,
It's just fine.
yeah, yeah. So he's like, okay, well, I'm gonna slip into the shadows and tail him just in case this goes sideways. And I'm, okay, cool. So then, as soon as I like step foot into like down the path, there's like a cemetery outside the church, right? As soon as
Right.
I get into the cemetery on my way to the church, immediately the dungeon master's like, okay, 3 of these dread wraiths and this other ghoul suddenly spring up out of nowhere. Everybody roll initiative. And everybody's like, well, we knew it was a trap. This is fine.
Yeah.
But the guy, one thing I always forget in Pathfinder is you can choose what stat, or you can argue what stat should be your initiative roll. So by default, it's perception. You add your perception bonus to your initiative roll.
Okay.
But the vampire shadow guy was like, hey, can I use deception for my initiative modifier? Or not deception. Can I use stealth for my initiative modifier because I was hiding? And the dungeon master's like, sure. And I'm like, wait. Can I use deception then, since I was pretending? I was knowingly walking into a trap. Okay.
Right, yes. Yes, you were.
While pretending to not know it was a trap. Can I add my deception modifier? Sure. Okay. So I roll a nat 20 and my deception modifier is 23. Or you add 23 for deception rolls with my character because he's an illusionist, so everything I could possibly do to like make deception rolls better, I've done. Right?
Yeah,
So yeah, I rolled a 43 on initiative. So that puts me into the front of the initiative. And the dungeon master's just like, okay, well, what are you gonna do? And I'm like, oh no. My plan was to get hit by somebody else and pretend to be a ghost, but I'm the first person to act. So I'm just like, okay, well, I'm gonna keep saying, oh no, there's a bunch of ghosts out here. I see why you're crying now. Don't worry. I'll come help you. Let me in. And then I'm gonna use in Pathfinder you have 3 actions, and most spells take 2 actions to cast. So the problem a caster always has is, what do you do with your 3rd action?
Yeah, I understand that.
And so I took a couple feats that let me silently and without being noticed cast a spell. Like I don't have to do the movements or I can disguise the movements and the words of the spell in such a way that people. So as I'm flailing toward the door of this church, I'm I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna use my first action for conceal spell while yelling at the church, and then my next two actions, I'm gonna cast Phantasmal Calamity at the 6th level, which is like this stupid powerful spell, but like I'm like, there's a bunch of ghosts surrounding me. I really don't want to do anything, right? I
Right.
don't want to
Yeah.
be involved with these ghosts. I'm trying to do this other thing, and
Yeah.
um, so anyway, everybody in the party's just like, wait, Joe, you're gonna waste an entire action to keep this bit going, E- even after like all these ghosts just, ghouls or wraiths or whatever popped up to attack us, and I'm just like, guys, it was less than 6 seconds ago we all agreed this was a good plan. I am not ready to abandon it. So yeah, anyway, basically, um, we made it through the whole fight with me burning one of my actions to conceal the fact that I was doing any magic while trying to get to that door. So hopefully I can throw it open and be like, "Don't worry, little girl, we got all the bad ghosts outside." And then one of them yells, "No, Betty, you're still under its spell." And then, fake kills me. So we'll see next week if this plan actually worked. Because only in a role-playing game can you take 2 hours to cross a cemetery. Or I guess like most Civil War sites, they're pretty big. But anyway,
Word.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
No.
what I got.
That sounds like every D&D game I've ever been part of. This is made for children. These instructions are not good.
Well, children have incredible imaginations.
Yeah, but if I'm reading it and I'm going, huh? Define children. Okay, like women in
Like
their
small.
30s.
Well, that's really demeaning. um. Okay. So.
I'm just thinking
Oh.
about the average demographic of the average Harry Potter fan at this point.
Speaking of kids doing crafts and arts, my kid got a homework assignment yesterday, and of course, it's one of those ones where the teacher didn't say when it was due, and so she's like, "Oh, I gotta do that." You know what I'm realizing also is I've got this mirror oriented wrong.
Fair enough.
See, this is why we do sketches and stuff, because I wouldn't have realized, and if I started building this in Minecraft, that there are two different orientations for hexagons. Like, I think on some level I knew that, but you have to screw it up and go, why is this not working? Okay. Anyway, so I'm gonna just turn the book 90 degrees and keep working. So anyway, the teacher assigned their big thing in literature class, or like language class, the theme is great hearts. They are reading stories about people who demonstrated kindness and compassion for others and whatnot, and they're talking about the difference between figurative things and literal things. So they're also literally reading things about people who like do heart transplants, right?
Okay.
So it's like they're learning the difference between a figurative great heart, like somebody who cares for others, and a literal great heart, which is something you put in someone's chest after surgery or during surgery, ideally.
I mean, yeah, no.
Normally, if you get done with heart surgery and you still got the heart, you got the good heart sitting there on the tray, and you're like,
Oh, we did bad. Yeah.
But so she's like, okay, so my assignment, and I don't know when it's due, and that's always a terrible way for any conversation to open with a school-age child.
Oh no, I'm aware.
And I don't know when it's due. I have to draw someone I know with a great heart, and I'm just like,
Broken. Okay.
that's interesting. And she's like, I'm gonna draw my dog, because I'm sure that there's a lot of videos on YouTube about how to draw Great Pyrenees, and there's not gonna, and I'm not gonna, and I'm like, okay, that makes sense. And she's like, I mean, I would draw you, but there's not gonna be any videos on how to draw Joe Hills.
Does she know who you are?
And then I kind of like, then we both kind of start laughing because I'm like, well, actually, and she's like, yeah, maybe there are, but still, I'm sure the dog ones are better. So she spends an hour like just going through YouTube search results, being like, okay, this person doesn't actually know how to draw Great Pyrenees. This is a different dog breed that they're claiming is a Great Pyrenees, but that's clearly like not the right dog. You know, and I'm like, this is a valid research experience for her to have, is learning how much nonsense there is like out there.
On the YouTubes, yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Like, you're on there
she's
for a
trying her
start.
best to find something relatively simple. Now it's not the most common dog breed, right? But you know, so and she's, you know, some of the tutorials she's like, well, they're not really explaining what they're doing. This is just a speed draw. I can't follow along with that. This person already drew it and is coloring it in, and it's a white dog. Why would you even bother? You know, that sort of thing. So eventually,
It's a
so she's getting
point.
really frustrated. And eventually I'm just like, okay, well, anyway, here's a Viva kitty teaching people how to draw me. And so she gives that a try. And eventually she's just like, no, I can't follow along with this. Aviva's too good at drawing. Even though it's like the badly drawn hermits, like she
Yeah.
can tell that there's like something right about Aviva's cartooning that is not coming through in her attempts to copy the cartooning. It's not selling it, right?
Right.
And so eventually she just ended up like following one of my original suggestions, which was, why don't you just look at photos of the dog that your mom sent you and you know, draw that, right? Yeah, just draw from reference, you know. But she really just had it in her head she needed a tutorial. So anyway, you know,
Right.
so she finally draws the dog from reference. But like when I say like finally, like she had been working on this assignment basically. She had started like trying to find tutorials or trying. She had been trying to start this assignment since about 3:15, and it's after dinner before she's finally like, fine, I'll try and draw it from the photo reference. So I go get in the recliner because I'm like digesting. I put on a book on tape and kind of like just rest my eyes for a little bit.
Right.
Like 75 minutes later, she's like, okay, here's where I'm at. You know, what do I need to do to revise it? And so she ends up spending like another 30 minutes after that. Like this was like a 4.5 hour homework assignment basically, which was supposed to be sketch, and just the full assignment was sketch someone you know with a great heart. But like that ate my like whole day because I kept trying to get work done, but like every she had a like another like concern or complaint about the tutorials, and you know, ugh. So
I'm
that's how.
impressed that you kept it going.
Well, I wasn't
You did
actively
well.
sitting next to her trying to keep it going. I
Okay.
kept telling her, you're overthinking this, just draw the dog from the picture, or just draw me from Aviva's thing. You know,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
you have two really easy options here. But apparently, one of the things she was concerned about was that she's like, no, in fourth grade, all of your drawings have to be like almost perfect
No,
because everybody expects you to already be really good at drawing. And I'm like, there's no way that the teacher expects you to already be good at drawing. She didn't train you on that. You haven't had that many art classes, you know, like that are focused on like you know, it's a big difference if you're in college on like the theater track, right, doing set design, and the instructor's just like, this set design is terrible, you need to learn how to draw, right? We
right.
have, you know, you're a junior in college, we have an entire art department that has tons of drawing classes. You're in like this advanced set design class at the university level and you cannot draw a set. Okay, then they're gonna expect you to actually know how to draw.
Yeah.
But like anything short of that, like,
It's a bit much, yeah.
yeah. But apparently, all the other kids, which anytime I found that I'm told all the other kids something, it's
It's never the
it's not
case.
all of the other kids. It's two or three of the other kids are ludicrously practiced at drawing,
Yeah, which is
and
it's understandable.
Yeah, because that's something they've devoted their time and energy to. And like I've asked my daughter about like, if she wants to take art classes and stuff like that, and she's not really interested at this point.
Jojo.
Oh, is it? Where's
Yeah.
my whistle? But what was really frustrating about this uh was the teacher, because she didn't give us the date the assignment was due.
Mm-hmm.
Like I could have spent today doing today's craft stream is me doing a how to draw Great Pyrenees tutorial, because like I have so many notes on what does not make a good how to draw a Great Pyrenees tutorial. Like clearly this is an underserved market.
Right.
um but yeah. uh, it's fine. I'm just gonna draw my space telescope hexagons,
Yep.
working on my mirror array.
I am trying not to scream at this phoenix, which is fine, because that wing is already It's fine. That wing is already broken. I've already tried to tape it once. Okay. So, anyway. Chloe Somewhere has resubscribed for 60 months. Thank you very much. Shadow Mousie's resubscribed for 30 months. Thank you. Cameron gifted a sub to Yo-Yo. Hi. And Yeel has resubscribed for 4 months. Paleo has cheered biddies. Pushpock has cheered cow biddies. McLesley has cheered 200 biddies. Thank you. Anna has gifted a sub to Anna. And Grim Shadow has cheered 300 biddies. Thank you very, very much indeed. You are all amazing. And at the moment, this looks like a mess.
Well, I mean, from a thematic standpoint, if you don't like it, you can always burn it.
That's true. I could take it out and burn it. That is the inaugural burning of things on this stream. Okay, I'm on to the second page of instructions. It's fine. Okay, and it's basically bend the flames to avoid the wings. Okay.
Well, I mean, most birds will bend their wings to avoid the flames.
I mean, yeah, that's true. You can always burn what you don't like. I mean, that's true of everything. Whether it's advisable is a whole other thing. Right, let's get... Put on with Pete. There we go. Okay, so it's kind of got a stand. Hasn't got a head. And then... what is it trying to do? Are there other pieces that I have not obtained yet? Right, so what I think is supposed to happen is I'm supposed to move this and put it together here to make a solid base. Oh yeah, that's... yeah, I definitely feel like this is something that I want to be doing, but okay. Apparently there should be 2 other like flamey bits, but there don't appear to be, so there we go. It's a birdie in some fire with no head. This is fine. This is fine. Okay.
Okay. I just found the list of things the James Webb Space Telescope is going to be taking pictures of.
Mm-hmm.
So, because apparently, so it seems to be there's like multiple steps, right? So they did the calibration programs, which were like to get the first wave of images were like calibration images.
Right.
And then they've got the GTO programs, which is guaranteed time observations, which basically means if you worked on designing instruments for the telescope, your lab is guaranteed time in the first wave of observations.
That's pretty cool.
So, like, yeah, the idea is that it rewards scientists for investing in designing hardware in
Yeah.
order to advance the rather than just analyzing data. Because a lot of times the people who specialize in analyzing the data might really know, well, what are we missing here? What would be more helpful if we got it back from the next iteration, right? Um, and so apparently they're moving into that cycle now, I guess. Whoops, I posted the wrong link. I posted the yeah. So like it's going to take some time for them to start getting pictures back, but like they're going to be getting pictures of brown dwarfs, clusters of galaxies, debris disks, and photo disassociation regions.
I don't know what that last one is.
That sounds photo disassociation. I'm writing this word down because it sounds cool.
It does sound cool. Thank you, Atas, for the biddies. I wish there was birds and or fire bits, but I guess rising from the grave ashes will have to do. You know, like I said in my latest video, my favourite thing is arson. This is the best I can hope for. Hey Blaze, how you doing?
Honestly, that when I'm looking for things, like when I'm designing this pinball machine, like hit the photo disassociation region targets in order to light telescope or something.
In order to light the telescope.
Yeah, like deep fields, extrasolar planets, high redshift quasars and galaxy assemblies, protostars, protostellar disks, and young stellar objects, solar system. I'm listing this stuff because y'all, this is what people are like, why aren't you designing the final artwork for your pinball machine yet? It's because these pictures are the ones that are going to be back by like January or February, and I want to use some of these in the design. Star clusters, star formation regions, planetary nebulae, and galactic transients, as well as specifically targeted galaxies. That's pretty cool.
It is pretty neat. You are not wrong.
Photo disassociation regions, according to a paper by DJ Hollenbach and A.G. Thielens at Harvard, says that they are predominantly neutral regions of the interstellar medium in which the heating and chemistry are regulated by far ultraviolet photons, termed photodisassociation regions. These regions are the origin of most of the non-stellar infrared and the millimeter and submillimeter carbon monoxide emissions from galaxies. Interesting.
Birdface. Done.
Is CO short for carbon monoxide in this context?
Sounds like it, yeah.
I mean, in theory, yeah, because if transition of H2 or the transition of hydrogen to hydrogen 2 and carbon plus to carbon monoxide, yeah, I guess that would be occurs within PDRs. But I guess there's enough oxygen formed by stars and stuff to bond with carbon in space, I guess, occasionally in certain contexts.
I mean, I guess. Carbon forms with anything.
Yeah.
Hippo has resubscribed for 17 months. Thank you very much. Oh, and Atomic Small has resubscribed for 6 months. Thank you very much. And Karina Rackney has cheer biddies. Thank you. Appreciated, guys. Okay.
It's driving me crazy that photo disassociation regions doesn't quite fit the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles meter. Photo disassociation. But then you don't get regions.
No. But not through lack of trying, I'm sure.
Yeah, interesting.
Come on, bird. You said you'd go into this bit. You did not. Okay. Okay.
I wonder why they're called photodisassociation regions. Maybe it's because most of the heat occurs outside the visible spectrum. Mr. Lance says oxygen is an off gas of nebulae as well. Interesting.
We finished, I think. Sort of.
Sapphire Link says photolysis or photodisassociation is a reaction where inorganic and organic chemicals are broken down by photons. And it's the interaction of one or more photons with one target molecule.
Except for that wing. That wing doesn't like me.
Okay.
That wing is broken. But it was put together for like 5 seconds, so there we go. Have a phoenix. It looks like that. I hate it. Mostly because of that wing that broke before I figured out how to do it. So really, it's the model's fault, not mine. So, yay! 1 model down. It looks like a chocobo. And this wing keeps on falling off. This is why I needed glue. Do I have glue? No. But that one goes away now when I burn it. Because I'm going to burn it. It looks exceedingly flammable. I mean, it is a phoenix. Therefore, it should be flammable. Okay, so the dragon doesn't look too bad. The griffin, although this is where everything gets slotted in. The hippogriff looks like a nightmare made flesh. So does the Cerberus. I see, these are getting more difficult as we go along. Right. Okay, let's start with the dragon then. Move on. So the best things are flammable, that's it, yes. You still there with us, Joe? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just reading through these program titles and stuff. Like, the Transiting Exoplanet Community Early Release Science Program. So, I'm guessing that means they're going to try and take pictures of exoplanets as they transit in front of their stars.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Oh yeah, here's the abstract.
In no other art stream do you get people reading off scientific papers. Feel honoured.
Yeah, so they're gonna do time series of the transits. So yeah, basically, try and get the planet as it begins its transit, moves through it and closes, as well as try and get light off the planets from different angles. That's cool.
That sounds neat. Oh, I'm hungry. Blech. Such disdain for the puppy. I blame recent Stray playing. Like, Stray is a great game, but also terrifying.
Oh, sorry, we got our first 2 tips of the day. Thank you very much, Christine, for the 20, who says caffeine fund. Appreciate it. So we're gonna rotate the camera here, 20 degrees. 20 degrees. Every dollar is 1 degree angular when we're doing the rotational camera. And then we also got another 5 from Withervane. Thank you very much.
Yay.
Who says ordering the Phoenix. Just so that gives you a sense of how long ago these came in. Sorry.
Oh yeah, no.
I was pulling up the what do you call them? Yeah, probably another good time to mention that tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. King Arthur says that in particular they're going to be getting spectroscopic data from the transiting exoplanets, not photographs.
Shiny.
So that the idea is to get the light as it passes through the exoplanet's atmosphere at different angles during its transit, I guess. Interesting.
Makes sense.
That makes sense, yeah.
Incoming light. I need to go and shut some curtains, I think.
Oh.
One sec.
Cool.
Because now
So-
I've got circles in front of my eyes. Hooray.
Yeah, also, Mr. Lance just shared a SciTech Daily link to a diagram showing how a photo disassociation region, like the boundary of it, there's like a molecular zone, a disassociation front, an ionization front, and then fully ionized gas. Interesting. Okay. Dun, 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 dun.
Okay.
Dun, dun, dun.
Now it's time to make a dragon. Ooh.
Yay.
The sun is fine. It's just annoying. Especially as I had a migraine yesterday. Light is not my friend. It doesn't like me.
Okay, let's see. Get the facts about the James Webb Space Telescope.
Just the facts. The camera colours are better. Well, good. Okay.
See, one of the questions explicitly in here is, will Webb be able to detect oxygen in the atmosphere of an exoplanet? Equipped with sensitive spectrographs, Webb will be able to detect oxygen and other
Ooh.
organic molecules in the atmosphere of nearby exoplanets. These molecules will reveal clues to the potential habitability of other worlds. Ooh.
Hooray! I'm glad we're thinking about how to inhabit other worlds.
Well, I mean, they're in, orbiting other stars, so it'll take a while to get there, I'm guessing. Just, let's see, resource gallery, images.
Okay, so now we've got the shoulders, I guess, which goes...
Oh, wait, I can do 100 per page on this. Well, if you're writing sci-fi stories, it's going to be convenient to have a, a list of which systems actually have planets with oxygen on them.
That's true. That's true.
Okay.
Question if it's enough oxygen or, because we're doing this based on light and light years and how far away they are and, It's sort of like how far ago in the past were those planets inhabitable by humans?
Mm-hmm. Well, in theory, the exoplanets that are easiest to see would be nearest to us.
I would imagine so, yes.
So, like, they might be 10 to 100 light years away, not, 10,000 or 100,000. Like, some of those
True.
galaxies that we're seeing are obviously very far away. But
Yeah. Okay, so these little tabs need to go in here. Was lurking and came back to here thinking about how to inhabit other worlds. I have nothing to say. I mean,
we're not seriously considering it. Like, unlike the Scotland thing, that's actually, like,
that's a legit thing
possible.
that can happen, yeah.
Yeah, like the castle part of that is a joke, but, like, I am very seriously trying to figure out like how to like I really feel like once my kid goes off to college, I'd like to see a lot more of the world, and I don't necessarily want to do that in, rapid 1 week vacations. I like the idea of moving to Europe for a while and like traveling,
Mm-hmm.
being like, okay, I'm gonna hop on a train and travel for a month. And maybe and like but like staying in the same place for a while. Like, oh hey, when is it the off season in France, like along the river? Let me rent a place in France for a month along the river. As long as there's good enough internet, I can stream and make videos from there. You
Yeah,
know,
no, that works. That works. Joe, Scotland is not on another world. We've talked about this. It just feels like it's on another world sometimes.
yeah,
I'm gonna get there at some point. It's just a when.
yeah. Well, and this is the sort of thing I talked to my parents about. Like, well, actually, before that, though, thank you, Leslie, for tipping 7. I have not mentioned that to my parents, but I will rotate the camera 7 degrees. So that's going to bring us up to 32. No, but one of the things I talked to my parents about is like, now that my sister has started college, she just started her sophomore year. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, all right, what are you guys going to do like differently? Like, how much of your lives was like controlled by your responsibilities for us, right? Like a lot of people just kind of stay in the same you
Yeah.
know grooves, like because it's like, well, we've been raising kids for, let's see, I guess I'm 36 or whatever, 35 or so. Yeah, we've been raising kids for 35 years, because my sister's 17 years younger than me. um
Jesus Christ.
yeah, which, oh, and she came and stayed with me over the summer, Cleo, and like it's one of those things, like, I showed her, like, some of the OK Go music videos,
Uh
and
huh.
she's just like, "Wow, there's so much cool stuff from that old people know about." I'm like, "Yeah, great."
The fact that your sister is calling you old. At least my sister is like older than me by like 3 years.
Yeah, no, 17 years is a big jump.
Yeah.
Um,
No.
yeah. So, yeah. Anyway, I guess I must be 36, yeah, because she's 19 now. Yeah. So anyway, like, I was asking them, like, what are you guys gonna change? And my dad's like, well, you know, most of my life I wanted to like have a lake house, and we live on the lake now, and we have for a decade, and it's kind of like one of those things where it's like, well, I this is the view that I was working for my whole life, so I'm not like gonna uproot and change where I live,
Mm-hmm.
now that I'm not worried about the school system. But like for me, I don't think I'm going to be able to afford to live the sort of place I want to live while my kid is in school. Like
No.
and so it's one of those things where I'm like, as soon as she's off to college, like, pack everything up, move. Like, uh,
Yeah.
but
It's
yeah, that's
it's it's a tough one, to be honest. It's like, where do you want to be for the rest of your life? And like, I want to move to Scotland mostly because I think it's probably the place I would fit better than here.
hmm
But also because I want to own a house at some point.
yeah.
You know?
Well, and that's a huge thing for me too. Yeah, I feel like I'm not going to be able to reasonably afford the sort of place that I would
Mm-hmm.
like to, while I'm also trying, like, anything I could afford is going to have a worse school. That's where the savings are, because people want to live in
Yeah.
good school districts. Like, and so, like, my friends who don't have kids are like, oh man, yeah, no, I live in this amazing place, I've got all the things I want. And basically they built this subdivision that's just as nice as all the other housing subdivisions, but it's just across the school zone line, and so the school is terrible and all the kids fail or drop out or whatever. But I'm not having kids, so I'm set. Save $1,000. And I'm like, oh, that's nice for you. uh,
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
but like, if I ended up having to pay for private school, then like those savings disappear anyway pretty quick over the course of a decade. uh, let's see. And that's also assuming that there is a private school anywhere near the place. Jesse Tips 4, who says, thanks for being the soothing background to building my villager trading hall. Glad to help where I can, Jesse. Thank you. That's gonna rotate us, or just me, another 4 degrees.
Oh, I see where they want us to do that. They want us to put that bit in those slots there. And then attach. Or I could attach and then force things into slots the way I want them to. Yeah, we'll do it my way.
Yeah.
Better move north quickly. They're likely to leave and close the border behind them any day now. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, next year seems to be when I'm going to be ending up going, I think.
Oh, wow.
So, it's a case of getting a house and getting out, really.
Well,
At the moment, the only thing standing between me and a mortgage is 2 years of business taxes, which is this last year gone and next year.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that was one of the big things that held me up. And then they also needed me to get a credit card or something to build credit in the meantime. But at that point in the pandemic, they weren't really giving new credit cards to people who had recently started their own businesses. So I've only finally got one in the last month or two. But yeah, so I'm hoping to start building my credit with that. But like realistically, just what I could afford in the next few years versus where I want to be for the rest of my life. It's not going to be on the same thing. Because it's just optimized around getting my kid a good education and hopefully, not have like if we have to separate her from her friends, I only want to move once.
yeah,
I don't like, because people are like, well, Joe, why don't you move somewhere cheaper for a while, and then when you can afford it, move somewhere good, like in like 5 or 6 years. It's like, well, then she has to change schools twice. Like, if we have to move somewhere, that's fine, but I don't want it to be this like boomerang, we're going all over the place type thing. It's like, we're gonna go somewhere until she goes to college. Even if we don't stay in the exact same house, we're gonna stay in the same school system.
yeah.
But,
No, that's reasonable.
but like a lot of the times, it's like it's like the areas that I'm looking at. It's like, well, if the school system's any good, the whole area is unaffordable.
Yeah.
Because people like their kids to not have bad schools.
This is true. This is true. Part 4. Where is part 4?
Yeah. Lawona says, I would have loved that. I lived in like 5 different cities in my 19 years. Yeah, I had to move twice in 3 years during school, and that was hard on me. And it was explicitly because my dad had started his own business. And so that was kind of one of the things that I went into this with, was like, okay,
Yeah.
we might have to move at some point, but I'm going to make sure that it's once.
Yeah.
Or I'm not the plan won't be to move multiple times. I might be forced to,
Yeah.
but that's not going to be the
ideally,
plan.
no.
Yeah. Thank you, Maria, for tipping 8, who says science stream. Woo. Rotating the camera to 44 now.
I have an extra long, sharp, pointy finger to open these things up. There we go.
Mercurial Gecko says, I could see Joe traveling around in a tiny home filled with art. Yeah, I don't really like driving enough to have an RV. I like the theory of it.
Yeah.
And I've considered renting one just to get a sense of how, like, maybe it wouldn't be as bad as I think. Because, like, it's a huge commitment to buy an RV. It's almost $100,000 or more if you're getting, like, a new one, right? So, depending on how nice it is. But, like, you could rent one, and I didn't know that. Like, I just saw a billboard. This is an example of a billboard being effective. RV rentals, buy and sell, whatever. And I'm like, oh, you could just rent an RV. I guess that makes sense. So I could rent one for a week and see if I liked it. It'd probably be cheaper than a hotel room. I could travel some. Let me look that up. I was looking at like one of the smallest ones, which is like a van, basically, and it was still like $300 a day. And for the rental, and I'm like, oh boy. I mean, if I was going somewhere that there were no hotels anyway, or like
Mm-hmm.
for whatever reason, that could possibly still be worthwhile.
Yeah.
But oh boy, that's a lot of money to figure out how much I hate driving a big vehicle.
Which you've already said you kind of hate driving anyway, so.
I hate driving any vehicle. But, the thing is, though, that, like, with something like this, you wouldn't be driving it around town. I would be driving it, like, from city to city for conventions or stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But parking an RV in a city, like, if I'm like, okay, I'm going to go to PAX East now, you can't just park an RV in Boston, right?
One kid has brought up
So
renting an RV for multiple times. Sorry, JT, could not. I don't think I would like. I mean, I quite like driving as a kind of like it's freedom kind of thing, but in general, nah.
yeah. Mr. Lance says you don't have to drive the RV around all the time. There's a lot of RV parks where you stay for like an entire season. Yeah, that would be kind of how I would do it. Like, it's like, okay, I'm going to go to Arizona for a month or two. I'm going to go to Colorado for a month or two. But,
I'm
you know.
sorry, yeah, sorry guys. I need to eat because I'd forgotten about the stream. So if you've got misophonia, turn to Joe's stream.
I don't know what that means, but
It's basically irritating noises like chewing. You would have an adverse reaction to. So.
oh, okay.
Because it'll probably pick up on my mic. I'm not entirely sure it'll pick up on Joe's.
Yeah, because the Discord does filter some stuff out. Bloody Talon says, as a marketing student, I find it interesting billboards are more effective on me than targeted ads generally are. Yeah, well, the thing is, targeted ads usually tell me about something I was already searching for, right? So if I search for mattresses and then I go buy a mattress, for the next 6 months, every ad I see in Google is going to be for mattresses. What? So these are really ineffective targeted ads. But like with the RV thing, that was just something that was in the back of my head and I hadn't done any actual research on. If I had done any actual research, I would have realized you actually can rent an RV, right? I just didn't know that. So, NJ says, I have misophonia and it sucks. Didn't we talk about that once? Maybe, but that doesn't mean I remember what it was called. Like,
what I'm going to do is I'm going to mute my mic so my chat can't hear it, but they can still hear you. So,
yeah. So Sapphire Link says we're facing the same issue with getting a place. They won't accept my income for a loan because I don't have a 2-year work history on the contract, and they won't take my husband's because his credit history is frozen due to only one bureau reporting his rent history. He's never had a credit card. Yeah, that's the thing is I've paid off a ton of debt. I paid off a car. I paid off like over $50,000 in educational debt, but it was all so long ago that none of it counts.
that sucks. I need to start using my credit card. I
Yeah.
just got a new one. Sorry, I'll stop. I'll finish this anecdote when I finished eating.
Okay. Manatee Gag says, I spent a weekend in Pennsylvania recently. Now I get targeted ads for the Pennsylvania Senate race. Exactly. So that's really effective.
What I was saying was I've got a brand new credit card and they have said, since you don't use your credit card, we're cutting down your amount that you can borrow. They had been boosting it up until like $9,000 for years. And it was just like, I don't need it, I don't need it, I don't need it. And now they're finally cutting it back down again. But I should probably use it because otherwise they go, you don't actually need a card. But it's a nice sleek card, which is just like silver, and no numbers. And I was just like, where have the numbers gone? So they're not printing the numbers into the cards anymore. It's actually just cool. It's painted on the back, and I'm just like, that card is never going to keep those numbers because it's just going to wear off with the amount of times it gets used, which is 0, but still.
Yeah, it's one of those things too. I asked at the bank because I got it through my bank. I had to do a secured credit card. Have you heard of this, Cleo? So basically, I go to my bank and I say, okay, I'd like to set aside some of the money in my account toward a credit card, and whatever amount of money I put in is my credit limit. So I have a $300 credit limit because I have $300 locked up in my account. If that makes any sense.
Right. So you can't use those $300 in case you welch on the credit card, yeah?
Yeah, so that's what makes it a secured credit card, because it's backed by money that the bank has locked up. And so I have to get a real credit card at some point, because the secured credit card doesn't improve your credit rating as quickly as a real credit card. But I need to have the secured credit card for like a quarter to half a year, like 3 to 6 months. But you still pay interest and fees, which is why it helps your credit rating. So it's fine. But yeah, I asked
It's a scam.
Yeah, I was like, so how much? They're like, what do you want your credit limit to be on this? I was like, okay, well, what are my options? And they're like, anything between $300 and $10,000, depending on how much you want to put down.
Jesus Christ!
And I'm like, well, as you can see, I don't have $10,000. But okay, let's say I put in 600 instead of 300. Will that get my credit rating up twice as fast? And they said, nope, it doesn't matter. But you do need to keep about a running balance on the card, so that you always owe about a third of whatever it is, to optimize your credit score improvement. I'm like, okay, so that means if I get a $600 credit limit one, I need to keep a running balance of $200 that I owe that I'm paying interest on. But if I get the $300 one, it's going to improve my credit at the same time, but I'm paying interest on only $100 of running balance.
Dear God.
Withervane says that's not true. Pay your balance off. Well, they said if I pay the entire balance, no, I need to be making payments on it. I need to be hitting closer to the 300 every month, but paying off 200 of it, basically, to optimize. And it might be different on a secure card versus a might be different on a secured credit card than on a normal credit card, because once again, this is a secured card. Withervane says, I've never once carried a balance and I have a score upward of 820. Well, the thing is, I'm trying to build from nothing, basically.
Yeah.
And so the rules might be different for trying to build credit quickly versus maintaining stasis. But anyway, I don't know.
Yeah. No, I get it. I get you.
I'm just gonna do what the specific person who's an expert in the specific card that you know.
I'm going to tell you what the person who owns the card and wants me to get money out of me tells me.
Yeah, so that's the other thing, is they want to be able to give me bigger loans. I would be getting my mortgage through this bank or through the same credit union, and this is them coaching me on how to get to the point where I can get approved for a mortgage.
Right.
So I don't think they have a lot of incentive to lie to me here.
Fair enough.
Because they want to be able to loan me hundreds of thousands of dollars that I'll pay interest on, right? So
right, yeah.
Them screwing me on $100 here a month to get interest on that doesn't really seem like logical. Mr. Lance says, yeah, once you have established your credit, it's better to pay it off every month and not pay the interest. But it doesn't build your credit, only maintains it. Yeah, that's the thing. So we're trying to build credit here. So... Yeah, so my sister went out and got a credit card after hearing about how much of a hassle all this was for me, because college students, they'll just give credit cards to.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they're like, we don't expect you to have credit. But, like, at my age, they're like, oh, if you don't have credit, you must have really screwed up somehow. And I'm like, what do you mean? I paid off all these loans years ago. And they're like, and you didn't borrow any money since? I don't know. Seems suspicious.
Seems sus.
Like, oh my gosh. Well, and that's another thing, like, that I did very... You know, I was talking about, like, how, like, my dad had to move us around because of starting his own business, you know, a couple times. Like, one of the big differences was that he went into a lot of debt because of his business. And I wanted to make sure, like, I didn't take out any loans or anything to start this business. And I even like in terms of like I wanted to make sure I didn't have any obligations that I wasn't currently ignoring to start this business. Like I didn't want to have a bunch of mods I wasn't paying and then go professional and then realize like, oh, whoops, I'm actually using 200 hours of labor a month that I now have to pay for now that I'm a pro or something, right? Like I
Right.
needed to make sure all of my I wanted to make sure all of my liabilities were being covered and that I was minimizing them and stuff like that. And so like yeah, it's like I feel like I'm growing a lot slower because of that, but
Right.
you know, I feel like I'm trying to do this in a sustainable way. Boy, that's a lot of light coming in. Let me put the window real quick.
I actually think that that needs to go the other way around. And now I need to get these bits out of these tabs. Without
Finmar
gripping it.
says, "There's your mistake paying mods." Well, yeah, until the Federal Trade Commission comes in and goes after everybody who doesn't, and then they realize they don't have a business, and I still do.
No, that's the only way it could go. Which means that this needs to go this way. Okay. I've got this dust, I think. Why is not needing money suspicious? I swear.
Cleo, can you hear me?
Yeah?
Yeah, the internet dropped out temporarily.
Okay. So
Okay.
one leg.
I was just saying that, well, disconnected, reconnect attempt 2. Let's try, I'm going to try manually restarting the stream.
Okay.
People are saying the credit card companies got me. I was just saying you guys don't have a Federal Trade Commission in England, so you're probably okay for a while. But like in America, we have a long history of people not paying people for labor.
Yeah,
and
no.
that's more of a political sore point here.
Yeah, understood.
Okay. Yeah, so YouTube might need to refresh.
YouTube needs to do many things.
Gosvik Gamer says he mentioned the feds. Coincidence? Okay, so the question is, if with YouTube, when you lose stream connectivity, sometimes it starts a new stream.
It stands. Got to poke it, but it stands. Okay, the dragon is much easier than the phoenix was.
It looks like we're not streaming on YouTube again yet.
I can stream on YouTube again.
But not simultaneously with Twitch, which is the whole thing that like actually matters.
Is it?
I mean, to me, multicasting is the whole point.
I see.
Like that was the people, because people are like, Joe, now that you can stream on YouTube, are you going to sign a Twitch contract? I'm like, well, you still can't stream on YouTube and Twitch simultaneously. They said they think it will be bad for your ability to interact with your community. But once again, reading 2 chats at half speed is easier than reading 1 chat going full speed.
It's a statement, Joe.
Yeah. Okay. For some reason, YouTube's not coming back up.
Right. Both of Joe's streams died. Yes, but the Twitch one is now back. Wagon with arms. And a shaky head. Now I've got to just do wings.
Boom, boom, boom.
Oh no, this is wing 11. I've got to start with wing 10. Of course. That's the law. So we do that and we just put it there.
We're definitely sending data to YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Yeah. This is... Yeah, it's
Data
fine.
could be going anywhere.
Yeah, YouTube is choosing to reject this data. Okay. So we're about 75 minutes in, and I need to
Hey,
refresh
not
my
bad.
drink. Cleo, are you good?
I'm good.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to... I always want to be right back on whatever I'm working on, but then the problem is it'll still be there when I'm back. And I don't want to
And
tear
you
it
will
off.
forget it. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I
yeah,
know.
yeah. So, okay. But I will be right... Do I have a be right back label? No, it just says online. I guess I could put BRB
I
next to
mean,
online.
that you could. That you could.
Ah.
Okay. Dragon wing. Goes.
Muting. Be right back.
Okay. Joe's Nimbo is getting live footage streamed straight to their TV. I don't think it's quite that bad, but you know, it's fine. Why is chat woing? Because I said wagon. And obviously, we know that the only problem to replacing R's with W's is to owo. It's the law. Or something. Okay, that's in there. Get in. Get in. Don't make me use the thing. I'm going to use the thing. Knife. Okay, fine. It's lower. Come on. And now I need to... Oh. This one is being a pain. It can go in, but it can't stay in. I'm going to be glad when these things just don't have wings. I can do everything else, but the wings are a pain. Fine. It just has a I was going to call it a butt crack, but no, that's not what we meant to say. Okay. That wing's in. I can always hook this one back later. God, it looks so depressing now. Twitch Cleo and the cards are for solo streams. Yeah, I don't feel right infecting somebody else's streams with you guys. So, sorry. Cleo's going to clip the dragon's wings. Not clip them, burn them. No, that's the wrong way round. Tana Russia has gifted a sub. Thank you very much indeed. It's very appreciated. Yeah, if you want to clip things, please do. Looking at making like a clips highlight reel. Or like a clips channel. Instead of, you know, everyone else clipping my stuff for me. Right, getting a knife in, making it all shiny. Okay. Maybe record said arson and put it on the second channel. I don't have anywhere to oh no, to be fair, I do have an old barbecue, like one of the really old tinfoil ones that I didn't throw away, so burning them on there would be a thing. Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't know who that was, but somebody just bought a whole pack of Streamloots cards to mess with me. Fortunately, Streamloots cards are not open. Do not open the pack yet because the Streamloots cards aren't active. Sky bought 5 cards. Thank you, Sky. It's appreciated. Okay. Cleo has to be funny, and that never happens. Just Cleo is never sarcastic. Yeah, sure. Right. Open the wings. Open the wings. Open the tabs. Open the tabs inside the body. Open the tabs inside the body. Inside. There we go. And now do the same with this one. Open the tabs inside the body. Okay. Wings on. We need to hook this body up appropriately. I don't know if there is inappropriate body hooking up, but it's done. It's done, and it doesn't look like poo. Woohoo! I mean, I'll do it the proper way around. Wagon also stands up. It worked. It worked. And it stands. Sort of. No, it does. It does. Genuinely stands. Now, is there a giant non-lizard? Right, we've got so far we've done Phoenix, which doesn't look great. Dragon, which does look pretty cool. And that Phoenix wing has fallen off again. That goes first in the fire. No, I'll burn it last to make sure it gets destroyed by all its friends. Ah. Okay, what's the next on the giant list of things to create that are getting progressively more difficult?
I believe in you, Cleo.
Thanks, Joe. Thousands.
Do you need to refill your drink?
No. I've still got some, but thank you.
If you need me to cover for you, let me know.
I always will.
Get my gloves on here.
You think that Phoenix has friends? No, I don't. I don't think anybody has friends. I just think we have people that tolerate us.
Yeah.
Is that? No, that's 2 pieces.
To the person who says my OO eyes are going to be 8s because they make me look like a spider, just a quick reminder, 88 is a number used as a dog whistle by white supremacists, so you might not want to roll around with that too much. I understand what you're doing there, but if you roll into a chat and there's a bunch of 88s in chat, it's probably not the sort of place you want to be.
No.
Like... Yeah,
white supremacy is bad, okay?
And they ruin all sorts of fun and happy things for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so yeah, just something to be aware of. I know that you didn't mean anything by it, but just figured
we're bringing awareness.
This is a fun and friendly tip to be careful about stuff like that.
Yeah. Because some people.
Some people are not great, it turns out.
Turns out some people are awful.
Yeah.
See, I didn't see it in chat, so...
No worries. Just something I caught coming back. I was like, oh, this is something notable.
It's a, we're not cross, just be careful.
Yeah, just something to be aware of.
Didn't know either. Well, it's like when I was doing the Hermit and Herald, I put an H and an H on the top, and it didn't even occur to me until it was brought up in the comments, and I immediately took one of those H's down because, dear God.
Yeah.
It's like the people that are saying you can't do Atlantis because of the white supremacy, which is why I was specified Plato. As in a historical thing.
Wait, is there a white supremacy Atlantis thing? I didn't even know.
Oh yeah,
that.
no, it's the whole the mega humans were from Atlantis and they were white, And it's just like,
okay.
Are you joking? But yeah, it's like what like I specified Plato because I'd heard about it, but I wasn't sure. But
I'm pretty like there's been Atlantis stuff for a while.
Yeah, like every myth that has Atlantis in it is just sort of like, and our ancestors are from there, and we were better. And it's like ridiculous.
Okay. Of course, I'm like, I could use a pencil right about. No, I don't. It's fine.
White supremacists really ruin everything. Yeah, they do.
Yeah, basically.
That's kind of their whole shtick.
Yeah.
And if they didn't have a group to look down on, they'd ruin it for a small subset of their own group because they're evil.
I'm not getting the perspective on this even close to right.
Hmm?
I'm trying to get the weird sunscreen, the multi-layer sun shield. I'm trying to get the perspective on it, and it's like weird. The multi-layer sun shield is like the coffin part. It looks like a grill coffin thing here.
Huh.
Oh, Durian Head says, "What happened to Joe's YouTube stream?" I don't know. I'm still sending YouTube data, but they're not retransmitting it.
They're being a poop. Is what
That's on them. So anyway, Lakshmi13, thank you very much for the 5. Who says, "The one time my little one's weekly appointment is canceled, YouTube crashes. Thanks for keeping me entertained on a Wednesday morning." Sorry about that. There's really not too much I can do when one of the streaming services refuses to retransmit.
Yeah, if it was all of them, then it would be Joe's fault.
Well, no, but like, I mean, if I had signed a contract that said I wasn't allowed to stream on multiple services, for example, then it would be my fault if I couldn't switch. But like, in this case, I'm able to keep transmitting on the other one.
Funnily enough, I'm allowed to switch.
You're allowed to switch, you just can't do them simultaneously.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know what this is supposed to be, but it's section 1, so we're going to start there. Zanmeeks has resubscribed for 16 months. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I was going to say, what was that, the butt of the hippogriff?
I think it's legs. Yeah, back legs. So it looks, fold it so it looks like the diagram. Okay, so...
Are you having to cut these out, or are these punching out?
These are punch out.
Okay,
Fortunately.
So fast.
Yeah, it's the only way to do it, I'm afraid. I looked at it and I thought, if I have to cut these out, and then it was like, no, and I was like, okay, I'm fine with this. I am fine with this. Okay, this definitely has... Right.
People are saying, or Badger in particular is saying, partners are allowed to cross or multi-stream to TikTok, but not simulcast to YouTube. Yeah, they said, from what I understood, you're allowed to simulcast to app-based streaming services, but not web-based streaming services like YouTube and Facebook. So, because they consider that more direct competition.
I don't know what I'm doing.
You could stream to Periscope, which I used to do. But moderating Periscope was really hard. And because I like basically to moderate Periscope, I needed to have it open on my phone. I tried to do some of it in a browser window, but it didn't work. But like, it's a pain.
Who comes up with this stuff?
Which stuff?
Like
The
this,
hippogriff?
like this is just ridiculous. Because now I need to slot this thing into that thing, and I'm gonna try. I'm not convinced I will be successful, but I'm gonna try. You alright, Joe?
Yeah. I'm just a lot going on in the chat.
Sorry, Joe.
No, it's fine. I'm really just not capturing the feeling of this multi-layer sun shield well. I'm gonna try. I probably should have just used a ruler for this. I was like, let me just freehand a sketch. But my freehanding is pretty terrible at this point. I am wildly out of practice.
I mean, but at least you're trying. This is practice, Joe. What are you talking about?
This is practice. You're right, Cleo.
You should be kind to yourself, Joe, because dear God, someone has to be.
I know. A lot of people are kind to me. You might not see it because you're usually around you when I'm here. But no, I like I mean, I'm not gonna Charlie Brown around and be like everybody hates me, because no, so many people are very supportive of me. I'm very fortunate in that way, but I still feel like I'm letting them down. That's a different thing, though. There's a difference between saying I don't believe anybody likes me or appreciates me, and me saying I don't want to let the people who like and appreciate me down, because I hold myself to high standards, right?
Fair. Oh, I'm kind of now seeing how this works. Okay, I can do this. This is the thing that I'm maybe capable of doing.
I believe in you.
Yay! Thank you, Joe.
Okay, so there's looks like 4 layers on the sun shield here, and then there's the kite thing, which is distinct somehow.
Leg.
Primary mirror, secondary mirror. Star trackers, antenna to communicate with Earth, solar power array, steering and control.
It's a hippogriff. See what you did there. Don't like it, but I see it. Him a good boy. You'd know. Unless you're talking about Joe, then yeah, sometimes. He tries. And that's all I can ask of him at the moment.
Magnum says, as soon as Joe said Charlie Brown, an image popped up in my head of Cleo as Lucy pulling away the ball when Joe's just about to kick it. I could see fan art of that being viable.
I am quite offended. I think I'm very supportive.
You are very supportive. Yes.
Just not in a tangible way that other people can see.
Yeah. Okay. So let me try this with an actual straight edge and just see how much more I can do.
That's all we can ask of you.
Okay. I already got that angle wildly off. It's fine. I'll just rotate the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's what I did with that first hexagon thing.
That's all that matters then.
Yeah. It's consistent.
Leggies. Horse leggies.
Okay.
I know I said this one was going to be the difficult one. It's probably not.
Oh, yeah? Which one's going to be the difficult one then, Cleo?
I don't know. To be fair, I did do an entire giant papercraft castle at your suggestion.
Yeah, so
I'm not convinced that this is going to cause me that much hassle.
Okay.
Was it your suggestion? I think you were the one that suggested it.
We were looking for books about it, and you're like, there's no books about this particular castle, but there is a papercraft castle. And I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, that does sound about right, yeah. Now that you mention it. And then it was, we should. I think that was from you.
Yeah, I said we should both do it. And then you're like, well, there's only one left for sale. I was like, okay, fine, we'll do different ones. I think that was how we started these craft streams entirely.
It was, yes.
Yeah, so welcome to the origin story. We should do this like, it's like Batman's parents getting killed. We open every stream telling this story. Like, why is this guy running around dressed like a bat?
Back legs. I'm surprised. This is actually much more solid. I like this one. And now we shall have a bottom. Because everyone needs a bottom for a pillow. Looking good. I know. I'm surprised too. He gonna stand real good. He is. He a good boy. Except it's also got wings, and I'm going to throw my dollies out of the pram.
You're going to throw the dollies out of the pram?
Yeah.
Oh, dollies are like toy dolls.
Yeah. And when you
Not
throw them
like-
out of the pram, you have a temper tantrum.
You are the baby in this context. You're not throwing a baby out of a stroller. Okay, there's a lot of words in there that I had to parse.
Okay, I think the dots on this are wrong because this side says it's blue, and I don't think I need to cross them over. So they've like, we can tell this wasn't officially branded product because it's wrong. But I am just going to assume we put the leggies the way they look like they should go. Would you look at that? A horse bum. Sounds weird, but I love the sound of paper being manipulated. It does sound weird, but you know, it's you know, there are worse things to enjoy. Like a lot worse. Horse bottom.
Chandra X-ray Observatory. I'm looking at, so a lot of these space telescopes basically just look like lightsaber hilt, which is cool, but like I don't just want to draw a bunch of cylinders. Like at least like so. Well, no, I'm just saying like Kepler.
I don't want to draw a bunch of cylinders like a moron. It's how I read that.
Yeah. Oh, I need to remove the BRB from my. Yeah, thank you for reminding me.
Oh, Canarusha, thank you for the £3. Unfortunately, I cannot see any messages for some reason. Stream Elements has broken. Could be to do with the awful update they did yesterday. But
see, that's one of the reasons I try to like limit my tech stack. So there's fewer things that I'm dependent on like not breaking.
all right, Joe, you just do this better than I do, obviously.
I mean, I did just remove "be right back" from my text, so I mean, I clearly know what I'm doing. Butterfly Girl says, I just thought the BRB was part of the joke. That's the fun thing, is if you're improvisationally incompetent often enough, it can mask a lot of
tell. You can never tell.
Okay. Like, okay, so the Chandra X-ray Observatory at least like has like cool solar panels coming out of the sides.
Part 4. Where is part 4? Okay, so feathery bits up top, funny bits bound back, and nether the twain shall meet.
Okay.
And that's got to go over. Yeah. That did not work. Maybe it goes under.
Okay.
Place the back onto the back. No, it does do this, I think.
So, like, one of the reasons I like the look of this space telescope, the Chandra X-ray telescope, is because it's got these 6 relatively square solar panels. Do you mind if I post a link to the image?
No, go for it.
This is a JPEG image hosted by Harvard, illustrating the parts of the Chandra X-ray space telescope. Like, if you think about how drop targets look on a pinball machine, you could have like 6 drop targets around, like in a line like this, with a different target in the center representing the sunshade door there, and then like you could visually integrate this into the design of the machine very cleanly and easily. Like I was trying to figure out how to get those hexagons integrated as some sort of strikeable targets for the
Right.
JWS steam mirror array, but like these solar panels are just like, okay, yeah, that's the thing.
Right. Thank you, Doom Eater, for subscribing. If you look to your left and to your right, you'll see there are no exits.
Yeah, people are popping in over from YouTube. Yeah, sorry, the YouTube stream died. I'm still sending them data, but for some reason they're not retransmitting it right now.
Somebody
It's
could
one of
go
those
over
things.
to the other stream and just say and drop a link. That'd
No,
be grand.
I did over. I
Oh.
mentioned that earlier in the chat, but some people might have like not had the chat open or whatever.
Yeah, no, that's
Oh,
that's
Mr. Canuck, sorry. Ah, gotcha.
I always enjoy your variety streams. Good. That's what I'm here for, because I do variety because I don't want to get bored. And I think that's a real problem for creators in general, because, you know, there is a distinct chance that you might end up getting bored.
Yeah, this is one of those things, like, if you... I think that's more likely to happen in your situation than mine, though. Well, specifically, like, people who live alone, right? What you do on stream is, like, the majority of, like... Or it's a big part of your business, but it's also a big part of your socialization or social life. So you're more likely to get burnt out playing the same game all the time than I am, because you have more hours in the day to play that game. Like, whereas I've constantly got to take care of a child, and so like I only get to play Minecraft like 2 or 3 hours a day. I don't get to play it 6 hours a day. If I got to play it 6 hours a day, I think I would get tired of it, maybe. But I don't have the opportunity, and so like, yeah, that's kind of like, and like I do still play other games in my like copious free time, but because I can't stare at a screen all the time, right? But that's more like eye strain than boredom. Like, it's not like, oh, I like to play pinball because I'm tired of Minecraft. It's I like to play pinball because I need to look at something physical that moves toward and away from me, so that my eyes don't get stressed out from always looking.
That's when I want to. I've actually been looking this up recently. I want to take up woodworking when I get my own house.
Oh, me too.
So yeah, I might start a YouTube channel, which is just me going, this is what we're making. Learn woodcraft with me, because I know the basics.
Yeah.
But I haven't used it in years, so, you know.
Why wouldn't you just have that be a separate playlist on your existing channel?
Because it would affect the algorithm. Thank you, Lost Cult Game, for gifting a sub. I appreciate it.
You're probably right.
I'm very aware that, like, how I pay my bills is Minecraft. Well, but this is a fun thing that, you know, if I did woodwork in my spare time, it would be a case of I'm going to make, I don't know, no, I was going to say a cutting board, but I thought, no, that's too big. A coaster. How we're starting is with a coaster.
Let's talk about the algorithm, though. Like, that algorithm mattered back when we made, like, actual ad revenue. But the ad revenue is, like, I mean, maybe you're making more ad revenue than I am.
I think I am. Because I don't think you make any at the moment, because you don't put ads on your vids.
Well, but even when I do, like, I make like $300 a month on ads.
Yeah, I'm doing better than that.
So it's like such a trivial amount that, like, oh no, I lost 100 and like even if it dropped by half, that would be like 150 a month, right?
Okay,
and like
right.
I can hopefully make that up by saying, you know,
I am just going to send you a message about what I earn in ad revenue on an average month. Okay. So
this
you
is
can then tell me what you think is trivial.
Gotcha. That's fair. And maybe it's for me because I'm doing... Oh, yeah, that's way better than me.
Okay, because
Yeah.
I don't really
I
want to
think...
tell everyone, but
No,
you
that's
know.
fair. Part of it's probably that I'm not running mid-roll ads on most of my videos.
I mean, I try not to run mid-roll ads, but sometimes I forget.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I
You
I
must just
do
have...
beginning ads and I do end ads, usually.
Maybe you're putting out... You might also be putting out a lot more videos than me, because I'm
I've
at this
done
point...
2 videos this week and I did 4 videos last month.
Yeah, I'm usually... I used to do 2 a day when I had a day job, but now that I'm trying to make the videos, like, almost perfect, I'm getting out, like, 1 every 10 days. So I'm averaging, like, 3 a month, maybe.
Yeah, 3 or 4 a month is where I'm at.
Yeah.
So you might want to relook at ad revenue again, is all I'm saying.
Well, I mean, like, I look at it... Are you saying I should look at trying to cultivate it, or I should check my numbers?
Just look and make sure that you haven't.
No, I look at those numbers every month because that's also where I check how much I brought in on tips on YouTube. But most of my money that I get from YouTube is actually from tips and not from ad revenue.
Right.
But yeah,
Sorry.
Yeah, no, sorry, that's just a bigger difference than I was expecting. But like maybe it's viewership numbers too, though, because like I don't really pay attention to like how many people watch each video. But and I don't. But that implies that yeah, you're getting a lot more ad impressions than I am. Which even if you're not doing mid rolls, maybe people are watching your videos all the way through, so you're getting the pre and post roll more or something.
That's possible. I mean, I often forget to take out mid-roll ads, but you know.
Oh, okay. Well, that'll be a big difference there too. Then,
yeah.
That's a huge difference, I think, right there. Because on a 21-minute video, YouTube might add 2 mid-roll ads, and so that means like if you do 4 videos a month and 2 of them you forget, that's like the equivalent of doing. You're gonna run way more ads than me, right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm just saying that is not an amount I could do without, you know?
Yeah. Somebody asked me why I have the watch I have. Because it has a heart rate sensor in it, and that helps me control my caffeine intake. Well, no, I mean, like...
Oh, no, I know. I know that's true, but I also find it amusing.
Yeah. I mean, I bought the one that I felt like looked nice, right? I bought this at the point in the divorce where I was coming to terms with the fact that I was going to have to start going on dates again. And I was like, I should probably not buy the cheapest looking one.
Wait, I thought
like,
pre-roll ads didn't contribute to the creator's ad revenue. That's wrong.
What?
Yeah.
What?
No.
Of course it does.
Of course it does.
Well, no, on YouTube. Maybe they're talking about pre-roll ads on
Twitch. On Twitch,
maybe?
no. Although I think I actually do get some of that as well.
Yeah. Good luck at the doctor's, Zippiest.
Okay, if you've bought YouTube Premium, the cut we get from that is huge. So, you know, it's vastly superior than watching ads. Just so you know. Now we got to fix the butt to the bird. Bird butt. Yeah.
Indigo Carmine says, you could draw space probes like Juno or one of the Voyagers, as they aren't tube-shaped and have interesting components. Or are you specifically looking for telescopes? Specifically looking for telescopes because I am designing a pinball machine around space telescopes in particular. So this is kind of me doing research and getting a sense of the geometry of different space telescopes and trying to think of ways that I could incorporate them into a machine. I've also, in previous streams, been doing, like, reconstructions of, like, existing pinball machines, playfield layout, and stuff like that. Like, me trying to draw Fathom from memory, and me drawing Fathom from reference. You can see my memory. I had the core concepts for a lot of the stuff, but actually the reference looks like the table. And same thing with Joker Poker. I had the number of pop bumpers wrong, as well as a bunch of other stuff incorrect.
Bad horse.
Angles on things, that sort of thing. So yeah, so like on the Chandra Space Telescope, like I said, so these 3 solar panels and these 3 solar panels could be drop targets, and then you either have like you could have like a tube here that the balls lock into here, or because if you look at like the way that the optical bench extends on the Chandra, like that you could make that the right size to house multiple balls and then dispense them from when multi-ball starts. You've got the sunshade door on the top of so on the top of this circular bit here. You could have that open and close when the lock is open or shut, as another like moving element. Although things that are hinged and get hit with the pinball tend to break, so you don't necessarily want to do it that way. But you could have the sunshade also be something else. You could have it be another drop target with a different decal. So you could have a bank of 7 drop targets here. 6 of them would have the solar panel decal, and then the center one would have the sunshade door decal.
Okay, so people asking about premium. The thing about premium is that after YouTube takes their cut, everything else is divided specifically to the people that you watch. Okay? And considering that, like, I think it's like 11 quid. Your 11 quid is a lot more than you watching one ad. So say an average ad will get me like 1 or 2p on average. Your 9 quid separated out between all the creators would maybe get me 30p, which is a massive increase if you think about it like that. And I do get a portion of the ads from Twitch, but however, not everyone else. If you're not a partner, you don't.
That seems really high. The amount that you're getting for impression.
Sorry?
1 pence per impression seems high to me.
Oh yeah, no. Oh no, yeah, it is high. Don't get me wrong. That's that. I'm rounding figures that are, that aren't exact. I'm not saying this is exactly how it goes.
Yeah. Okay, wait. What's RPM versus CPM?
Oh, I don't know.
Now this is gonna bother me. Hold on.
All I was
CPM
saying is I get more from I get more from like.
Oh, CPM is what YouTube charges the advertiser. RPM is your revenue per 1,000 views after YouTube's share. So, okay. So my average, the playback-based CPM is about $7.90. My take, the RPM is $3.58. But that's out of 1,000, so I think I get 1/3 of a cent for every view, basically, or for every ad view.
Yeah, sounds about right.
I wonder if your RPM is significantly higher than mine. Maybe
That's
because you're
also
hitting
a
a different
possibility.
audience.
Possible.
Because the RPM is partially based on how valuable your audience is to advertisers. I also encourage a lot of my audience to use ad blockers. That might be part of it too. So.
Maybe. Thank you, Anonymous Cheerer, for the 1,000 bitties. I do appreciate that. It makes a difference.
No, watching my stream VODs doesn't help me financially because I don't run ads on those. I think YouTube Red or Premium or whatever splits it among how many ads you would have watched but didn't. And since those are ad-free... Well, I say they should be ad free. Sometimes people claim my music as their own and they run ads. So you're gonna get a bunch of people who are stealing my music revenue, getting money at that point. I would you're helping the enemy. I would don't put on my videos unless you're actually watching them. Is the short version. Please, you're welcome to watch them, but yeah, don't just leave them on because somebody else is gonna get that money from the VODs. That's one of the reasons I don't run ads on the VODs because it makes it more likely for someone to try and claim them to get the ad revenue.
I see.
Which is really annoying.
Cleo's audience is mostly cynical, cranky advertiser haters that assume by default that anything advertised online is a scam. Yes, but my audience runs probably more female than Joe's as well. And that's a whole other demographic that gets targeted to.
Yeah, let's see if I pull my YouTube because I just had the app open with the studio app with all this stuff.
I'm not going to check mine, just so you know.
No, but like just because we're on it right now. Yeah, so this is interesting. The gender of my viewers, it's 69.7% male, 27.8% female, and 2.4% user specified. User specified is a very interesting way to frame that.
Yes, it is. Interesting.
But what if the user specifies male? Do they not count that as user specified? Like, is everybody else's genders the ones they're guessing? We guess that 69.7% is male. And we guess that this percentage is female. And then the rest of the people told us, but we're not going to tell you.
Well, I'm assuming it's the other would prefer not to say.
Yeah, no, I'm sure. But, like, I guess what I'm saying is I'm sure that more than 2.4% is actually specified by the users.
Probably, yes. You know what? I'm switching to premium right now. It's not that expensive, so why not? And you don't get ads. However, you are paying YouTube. So, swings and roundabouts.
Yeah, it's Google. They know it either way.
Yeah, they do know you're... It's a frequent Joe watch. I would say there are an overwhelming amount of LGBT folks in chat. Yeah. It's a case of when the community feels safe with someone, they know. I might not be human. Some of us aren't. It's fine. It's not surprising that the NB people like Joe. He's pretty base. Yeah. Joe is pretty cool. Oh no, I said that whilst you were here. Dang
it. Is that why that refrigerator salesman said all your base are belong to us?
Yes. Yes, it is, Joe.
Jin16 says, from what I heard, anything 20% plus or 20% or higher as female viewership is high. Interesting.
Yes, it is. Particularly for things like Minecraft.
Mm. Okay.
95% of us were born on January 1st as far as Google is concerned. True. I tend to go the first of my birth month in my birth year.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like talking about stuff like that would just give people an opportunity to take advantage of my account somehow. So I'd rather not say how I algorithmically tamper with things.
I mean, I make no secret of my birthday. That would probably be the other thing that they check. So
no, that's oh well. I'm just saying if I let's say that I put something other than my birthday in,
Yeah.
people knowing what specifically I put might make it easier for them to take over my account.
I see where you're going with that. What was I going to say? No, it's gone. For important things, I usually use my real one or else I'll forget to be locked out. Yeah, that's a concern, I suppose. No, horsey, put your bottom back on your body. Okay. Let's try and get these things in the slot. Leggies. I somehow feel like this model was put together with more care and attention and love than the blooming Phoenix model was.
Like, they ran out of time on the Phoenix, or they were like, we don't know if we're going to get clearance to use the word Phoenix because of Jean Grey.
I don't know, but look at this blooming thing. It stands.
Yeah. Oh, you're
and
right.
It's a joy to put together this one. Wow, Arena. Thanks. Right, we hook that bit together. That goes down there.
It's not centric.
This bit goes under. Huge butt, skinny body. Yeah.
It has like a Triforce.
What has like a Triforce?
The Chandra X-ray Observatory, like the high resolution mirror assembly. It's kind of like a Triforce.
Goddamn nerds. Every time. You're going to cause me problems, so you get flicked. Boyd. Their hips don't lie. No, they don't. Okay. So...
high resolution mirror assembly.
This gets put in here. And put it on the face. Bird face is go. Got to open up the holies with the knife. Gotta love me a knife. There we go. It's hip to be square. Jesus. Pushing that one, Red. You're pushing it. Grumpy chicken boy. Gelfling.
Oh, I can't read this page. Thanks, Harvard. I wonder if you can still go to the university library and use their computers to pull up journals, or if you have to have a valid login.
Maybe. Okay. Fold the panel at the top of the neck so it lays flat against the neck. Flat. Slot the head onto the top of the neck, slide it down this one. So it locks the panel in place. There is no locking mechanism inside this head. Unless you want to go like full on derp chicken.
Who would want to do that?
Me.
Oh boy, these images are low resolution.
Okay, well, I've put it in the beak so it sort of looks up, but that head is not on straight, so we're going to get some tape. We're going to tapey the heady eddy onto it. There we go. Oh, there we don't go. Right. Of course, you understand. This.
I
means
do.
war.
I understand clearly.
This one almost went so well. Oh. Tail.
X-ray multi-ball. A lot of people are saying that they set their birthday on these services to be the 29th of February of a year not divisible by 4.
Ah, smart. Horsey done. Horsebird done.
I wonder if most software would just round that over to March 1st.
Probably.
I think it probably would. It depends on how they're storing it, but I think if I tried to just straight up insert into a MySQL table with the date time field, February 29th, 1991, I think it would round it to March 1st, 1991. There's some error correction kind of built in.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I said, September 31st, 2022.
Yeah.
And I tried to add that to a date time field in MySQL. I think it would just make it November 1st.
I mean, that's
October
entirely
1st,
likely.
not November. Oh boy, that's an interesting thing. Now I want to open up a MySQL database, but that's not the time.
Oh, you're such a nerd.
I know.
Okay, now it's Cerberus.
Ram Knight TV says most software would use a date picker with a date object behind it. Yeah, but if you disable JavaScript, a lot of times you can still transmit it to something. And it might not kick it back as an invalid date, because I think it would just turn it into a valid date by adding a day to the 28th or whatever. Anything that lets you, any website that lets, because we're talking about signing up for services on websites here in particular, and you can always disable JavaScript and just send the data via post.
Mm-hmm. I say, acting as if I know what I'm talking about.
Butterfly Girl KMC says their job, they use Microsoft SQL, and it turns it to February 28th if you type February 29th for a non-leap year. Yeah, always sanitize the back end, but, like, how many people do? Like, especially with these startups, move fast, break things, you can get away with some stuff entering the wrong stuff.
Can you?
Sometimes.
Would you try?
Lona says, when entering my birth date in month, date, year fields, if I add 12 to the month, it'll add a year. And so if you said the 17th month of 2002, it would just turn it into 2003, 12 months later. So, yeah. Huh. Oh, okay. You know, you should sanitize user input, but
I don't know what that means, but I'm not going to ask because I'm afraid Joe will tell me.
yeah, you're right. Okay.
You absolutely would tell me, wouldn't you? That's the problem.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see, upcoming James Webb Space Telescope events.
Okay, the weather is starting to turn again. Fucking hell.
Is it too hot?
It's getting there. It's getting up near 30 again today.
Oh, jeez.
So, but it should be the last one for in a couple of weeks where I just want to die. So, all good. Relatively speaking.
Okay. So let's see. How big was I making? Making these.
I don't know what this part of Cerberus is, but it looks dodgy.
Okay, so these are...
And broken. It's dodgy and broken.
Yeah.
That bit goes to one side. Where is Cerberus? Cerberus.
Sorry.
You alright, Joe?
Mm-hmm.
Good, good.
Oh boy.
I think that is the body. That is the side panel. This is a mess. Okay, that goes in there.
I should get a small T-square.
Again, when I said I was starting to look up woodworking, yeah, that was the thing that I'm just like, oh, I definitely need one of those.
Yeah.
Okay, you need to be folded down. You need to be folded up. And that is how we do things in the UK.
Wait, by folding things down?
Yeah, you kind of got a history.
Gotcha.
And it broke. 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 I've been looking since the gender reviewers mentioned, and I still can't find if YouTube knows I'm a guy. It will never explicitly let you know if it thinks you're a guy or not.
It'll also never explicitly let you know if it thinks you're trying to buy a mattress, but it will show you a heck of a lot of ads for mattresses.
It will show you some mattress. Yep. Right. This doesn't explicitly tell me how to make this thing. So I am going to... I'm going to wing it. I'm going to wing it. I'm good at... I've got decent spatial awareness.
Grave says if you're getting right-wing videos, they know you're a guy.
Oh, Graved. The sad part is that's true.
Okay, so let's... I feel like this one has like a really short skip.
Where did my stabby knife go? Dang it! Missing the stabby knife, guys. Oh no, it's there. Huh? Oh, Canuck! Thank you, Canuck, for gifting 10 subs to the community. That's very much appreciated. Thank you.
Okay.
Thanking you. Smooch it in, smooch it in, smooch it in.
And we also just got a tip for 70 from Chris. Thank you very much, Chris. That's going to
Nice.
rotate me 70 degrees angular. Woo! Okay, so 11, 31, 51,
For goodness sake.
61. We had 9, that's 70. Okay, so that's going to put us at 119 degrees angular. So
Woot.
here we go. Thank you very much.
We appreciate you. We couldn't do this if it wasn't for you guys. Which is at times humbling, but also frightening. Doggy body.
Ah, thank you, Canuck. Appreciate it. So here we go, rotating past 90 degrees. Uh-oh. Swinging me around. Uh-oh. 119. Oh, boy.
Oh boy.
I'm all the way up here, Cleo. I'm being rotated. That's 119 degrees. Woo! I'm falling. I need to get,
Jesus Christ, what was that?
What?
I think somebody just dropped.
Like somebody throw a package at your door?
Like like a whole bunch of. Yeah, no, that's a whole bunch of subs. That's 50
wow.
subs.
Mistress
Wow.
Torturess. Wow.
Mistress Torturous, thank you very much indeed, dear God. My heart will never be the same, and I blame you for that. It's very much appreciated. That's a lot. Thank you. Well, thank you too, Kamek. And Mistress Torturous resubscribed. Thank you. No regrets.
Woo.
I don't expect the jump scares to be used in craft streams, so like
so
not
you
the
have
big ones.
You have a you don't turn off the 50 sub jump
No.
scare because it doesn't
No.
happen often enough to. Yeah, that makes sense.
And the lower level ones I'm just chill with at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So
Nice. Well, that's
thank
fantastic.
you. I appreciate you. Okay. It's fine. It's fine. There's a big jump scare, Kanek.
You're gonna be fine.
I am fine. I am going to be fine. This is fine. This is good.
Okay.
In fact.
Okay, so I think that there's a bank of 4-drop targets along here.
Love you and your content. Recently got into Hermitcraft and could not get enough of you. Oh, thank you. That's really nice to hear. I'm glad somebody likes me.
Yeah.
I say that whilst there's a whole bunch of people watching me do papercraft.
You know what? I was just gonna say before this happened I was gonna say I should get like a freestanding pull-up bar.
Uh-huh.
And paint the whole structure green, and have and put it behind me, between me and the green screen, so I can go climb and hang off this freestanding weightlifting structure. Once the camera starts rotating, I start grabbing
Onto the
and I actually yeah, because I could take my hat off and my hair just falls down. Ironically, I would be look like I was right side up again as I climbed onto this. I would be righting myself, but then my hair would be coming down.
Fluting Joe.
Yeah, there's something here. Yeah, doing some astronaut training. Rex says, "I hope your drink is sealed. You're gonna have a mess on your hands." Exactly.
Well, this is where it goes. This is what's past Joe Mez Adams. We don't know yet, do we?
Badger suggests, and this is a really good suggestion, so thank you, Badger. You just need a tie or scarf with wire in it so you can adjust the angle. Well, that's true. If I'm Beetlejuice and I've got the tie, being able to have the tie just go up on
You're
the
good,
rotation.
mistress. It's fine. Oh.
That's clever. I could just take a coat hanger and slip it into one of my existing black ties. I think the Beetlejuice tie is black. I've got a few black ties, so
That's good. We all need a few back ties. Except for me, I don't no longer have to wear ties. I'm good.
Nice.
Leggies.
I don't remember this
Jesus
crap.
Christ.
You get another...
Thank you, Canuck, for the 20 gifts. It's appreciated. You guys are amazing. Thank you very much indeed. Joe is being Joe again. Joe is being Joe again. Like, pretty much full time.
It's a full-time job.
It's a full-time job.
Biblical reference intended.
At some point, Joe, I need to tell you what was found on Tumblr yesterday.
Oh, I was like, where's this sentence gonna go? I was like,
it's evolving you.
Yeah, like I thought you were gonna say I need to tell you what washed up or what turned up on the coast of the Thames. Like I was thinking, like, oh, there was a hand, but it had like a bracelet that said, "What would Joe Hills do?" It only made the local news, but I thought you'd be interested. What kind of horrifying sentence starts with I need to tell you later what turned up, like, on, and then just ... what turned up on the shore, what turned up on my doorstep, what turned up on the street. Like, oh my gosh, this is but Tumblr is probably not... I'm guessing if it was something you could talk about, you'd be talking about it now.
Oh, it's not something I would talk to you about on stream because it's disturbing, but it's about you and not me, so I feel like I could tell you.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, well now, could you send me a link to this? Because otherwise I'm gonna get too...
Yes.
I feel like I could dismiss it if I knew what it was. Just send it to me behind the stream.
My other half showed it to me yesterday.
Yeah, just send it to me behind the scenes.
Copy link.
Okay.
Oh no, hang on. That's wrong. Oh, there it is.
That's a Discord link. Yeah, so you need to post the link itself, not the link to your... Yeah, because that's like a reference one.
Yeah, I will delete
that's your
that.
@me link.
And try this one. There you go.
Oh, okay. It's opening in another window.
Sorry.
Oh, did Luigra make this? Yeah. That tracks. Oh boy. Okay, it's telling me that I have to look at it on my phone.
Oh, there is a worse version under the cut.
Oh, I'm sure. Rex Verdi, Tippin21 says Grotation. Dude,
thank you. Okay, right. Thank you, Mrs.
Let me-
Torturous, for all those subs to start with. Magnum Indy, thank you for the biddies. Anonymous gifted a sub, thank you very much. Nolan the Smith resubscribed for 2 months, thank you. Canuck gifted those 20 gift subs, which I obviously missed stuff in between there. Paleo cheered biddies, and Mrs. Torturous again gave 1,000 biddies. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing.
Okay, I'm because I trust my patrons to be a bit more adult than everyone else.
Oh, you're going to show...
This is what you get for at the $5 a month level. You get to see this link.
Actually, I might send it to my patrons as well. Since we're talking about stuff, where's my stream stuff channel?
Okay, so I gotta open this on my phone, but I think I'm just gonna try and...
This is what I just showed to Joe. For PGs, people tend to call me you Misty. I will try and remember that. I'm very bad at it, and not particularly PG on my streams, so we're all right. Push cheered biddies, thank you very much. I can't moo every time. I mean, you can, you just choose not to. But I appreciate you anyway. Can confirm, greatly disturbing. I'm not recommending you look under the cut, because it gets worse.
Yeah, well, so that's the thing is, like, I can't actually pull it up, it looks like, on my I'm gonna have to. I don't have Discord on my phone right now because I'm trying to not go insane, and this is helping. But trying to get inside the Tumblr app to a specific thing that you linked to.
Yeah. Is it
I'm
recent? Yeah. My other half found it yesterday and decided like Cleo needs to see this. And then I was just like, I need to tell Joe after the stream, but then what are we talking about right now? We're talking about a thing on Tumblr that I don't want to talk about specifically on stream. But we both just showed it to our community. I will send this to my mods as well.
Okay, you know what? You can just get rid of using the inspector. You can just get rid of the thing covering the scroll down. Okay.
Okay. Doggy leggies. I'm glad I could bring trauma to millions. Hundreds. There's 100 of you or so.
Hundreds, yeah. The caption on the second image is, I just remember Joe's on Tumblr. Boy, I sure hope he doesn't see this.
The worst part is they've been antagonizing my other half. So it was just like my other half isn't going to see do this.
Okay. That's great. Oh boy.
You're sad you don't get any of the trauma. I'm sorry.
Somebody says... Oh, God.
I was going to say, it's not trauma specifically. It's just stuff that's been going on with modelling. Let's put it like that. And people have used it for evil. Or hilarity. Both is true. Mistress, I would recommend doing papercraft if you just enjoy model making. It's a nice thing, particularly with stuff like this. This is a good little solid model. But we've got doggy butt, dog butt. No. What happens on Tumblr stays on Tumblr. Not if my other half has anything to say about it.
There's no way that's true.
No.
Okay. I feel like there's a flipper up here. Flipper. Maybe it's higher up.
Can I ask what you mean by my other half? Yes, the person that I am in a relationship with. Who is not currently here, so that needs to be clipped and sent to them.
Feel like there's a bank that goes down here. Maybe
looks like a frog made of obsidian. Well, it's gonna look like a dog frog, okay?
There's like a thing here-ish.
What happens on stream stays on stream.
Nope.
Except arguably also not true. Leggies. First, Riley Girl donated $20. Thank you very much. If you have a message, I can't read it because my thing is messing up at the moment. Please type it in chat and I will read it. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I found the plot post and I'm losing my mind.
I can still read tip messages, so feel free to tip via paypal.me/JoeHills. I was going to say, or YouTube Super Chat, but YouTube Super Chat is broken because YouTube isn't streaming at the moment.
Because YouTuber says, but you can't do that. They're not on stream.
It's fine, YouTube. It's fine.
It's not fine.
It's not.
Are you talking about your partner or a literal other half, like split personality? Oh. No, I don't have a split personality. That's a very difficult thing to live with. I'm not sure I'd be making YouTube videos if I did.
Or you'd be making half as many.
I don't know. I don't know enough about MPD to make jokes that would be appropriate. So I'm just not going to, because that would be rude.
That's fair.
Just Stress, cheered biddies. Enjoying our Hermitcraft series. Your Mega Build is amazing. Thank you. Hi Blaze, how you doing? Oh, ooh. Oh. The problem with Tumblr, Blaze, is if you don't want people to know that you've done things, you shouldn't put them on Tumblr. You're just name calling Arena for making their Twitch name their Tumblr name. Hey. You can blame Cam for this one. Because Cam's a bully. So they decided to be a bully. Cam's also streaming now, Blaze. So if you want to yell at Cam, perfect opportunity. I blame Cam for everything. Good choice. Me too.
I'm fine.
This is all fine, Joe. This is great.
I'm fine.
Cannon Russia says, well, I'm off to ride my bike. Hope you have a wonderful rest of the stream. Thank you for the biddies. We will.
Aku Inu says, what is this? It sounds like canned laughter. No, it was just me breaking.
Here's the thing, is my brain was like, Joe will appreciate this. Didn't realise how much you appreciate it. You don't know how much it took me to not post that to Hermitcraft chat yesterday.
Oh, I mean, honestly, I think maybe we all need a laugh like that. Like, I would not have been I would not have been upset or offended.
I know, but I wanted to clear it with you beforehand because, you know.
Okay, we're good.
We're good. We're breathing. Not coughing. We're fine. And you just got a follow from Joe. We're out here causing psychic damage. Yes. That's exactly why we're here.
You know what? I feel bad. I feel bad for the Twitch chat. You know what? I'm going to trust the Twitch chat to be mature about this.
Go to Twitch chat. Go to Joe's Twitch chat if you want to see the picture.
I'm going to trust my chat to be mature about this.
I can't take this anymore. Bye, Blaze.
This post isn't here anymore, but the Tumblr still is.
Oh.
Oh no. I didn't time that on purpose, y'all. I didn't know that Blaze was gonna delete it.
dear.
This is why anything you care about on the internet, you need to archive.
Still got pictures. I've still got pictures of the first image in my Discord, which I can take pictures of. So
Fantastic. Oh boy.
at a certain point, it's just bullying. I'm all for it.
Astro Cypher says it still exists on reblogs. Really? If you delete something that somebody reblogs, it doesn't delete the reblog?
Oh. Canna gifted another 10 gift subs. Thank you very much. Your finger slipped. Yeah. Lucky story.
Nice.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Whew.
Everything's fine.
If you ever wonder if you make a difference to the community, Joe.
I'm glad.
You should be. That is definitely how you feel. You should feel right now.
My heart is full of joy.
Oh. How many subs can this chat give? It's quite a lot, apparently. I appreciate you guys. You're the reason why I can do this. And the reason why Joe can do what he does.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. And the reason we can do what we do together.
Happy together.
Yeah, sure, something like that.
As soon as I said that, I was like, except, you know, within reason.
How are you able to stay motivated playing Hermitcraft? Well, I take breaks.
Are other people really bad at staying motivated in general? Like if you like doing something creative, like, why do you need to find motivation? Like,
my problem is knowing when to stop, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly.
Because, like, when I do, like, builds, I think, oh, I haven't done enough this episode. And then I look around and it's like, oh, no, that's 20 hours of footage you've got there.
Yeah.
So...
Like, yeah, I don't know. It's weird to me that people always ask that. Like,
yeah.
It's like it's like the real question is, how do I stay motivated to keep making food? How do I stay motivated to do the laundry? And like a lot of that is a judge will take my kid away, which is not. But like I it's not like, oh, I'm never have a hard time staying motivated. But like making fun stuff on Hermitcraft is the best part, or one of the best parts of my day and or life.
Yep.
Canuck says, Joe message, wait for it. Yeah, it hasn't come through yet, if so, and if it's a PayPal thing. But I will keep an eye out. Thank you, Canuck. Okay,
Joe,
so...
the answer is yes and ADHD, which is valid. But, you know, me and Joe do not have, as far as I'm aware, ADHD.
I have not been diagnosed with ADHD.
Yet.
Yeah, well... That was one of those things where it's like, I was going to go get some of that stuff looked at, but I kind of ran out of money and time. And
yeah.
I'm not having really any direct problems with it at the moment, or with stuff like that, so it makes more sense to focus on other things.
Understood.
But, like, yeah, a big part of it is ruling some of this stuff out, because one of my best friends is a, like an actual medical doctor psychiatrist, and she thinks that a lot of the things that I have in common with people with a lot of these problems probably stem from my digestive issues.
Yeah.
Like, because I have a lot of problems from just eating food, and so it's hard to
pin it down. Yeah.
It's hard to pin it down. Yeah, because it's like, okay, I have a hard time focusing after I've eaten, which people who have ADHD or ADD have a hard time focusing. But I also like get dizzy and have balance problems after I eat, which is not an ADD thing. Like, right, I've got a bunch of But like the thing is, talking to somebody, like the management techniques for ADHD might still be valuable for me if I have the same symptoms, even if I don't have the same cause, in
Right.
terms of like life management. But prescription wise, it might not help me, if that makes sense.
No, that makes sense.
Because like it would be treating something neurological that has a digestive source rather than a thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely have a lot of traits that people associate with ADHD, but I have not been
And
diagnosed with it.
definitely tell you about them.
Okay. Oh boy, I was hoping I could remove some of these labels from this parts reference.
But you cannot.
I cannot. Okay. So that's annoying. Can crop this down. Well, I could have cropped it down in the first place. Urgh, grumble, grumble.
Wamble,
Annoyed
wamble.
though. Okay.
Doing fantasy creatures. This is the Cerberus. Cerberus. One head on it. I made a dragon. I made a hippogriff.
Why would I want to open Microsoft Office on the web? What could I have possibly hit that was intended to open? It's fine.
What could I possibly have done to anybody that would
Did
make
I hit
me...
the Windows key instead of Control-Alt-Shift something? Maybe some Windows key combination does that? Okay.
Maybe?
It's fine. I'll be fine.
Will you? I've yet to see evidence.
Yeah. Okay, so... Okay, yeah. What I should actually do is I should export this 700 wide, because that'll let me do the ratios.
It's an interesting typo, Inix.
Let's do a quick refresh on... Still not getting any PayPal alerts.
If he suspects ADHD, a quick, cheap way to rule it out would be caffeine. It has the opposite effect in people with it.
Caffeine definitely wakes me up. That's one of the things is with my digestive problems. I tried going without caffeine for a while, because caffeine actually makes some of my digestive problems worse. But I was like basically sleeping 16 hours a day. I would go to work, struggle through the day, come home, take a nap until bedtime, go to bed. And I was like, because like fatigue is a big problem with my digestive issues. So even though my cough is worse and I have a harder time keeping food down when I have more caffeine, I can at least be productive, or I can be out of bed for more than 8 hours a day, which is
a bonus,
a good trade-off. So yeah, and like people kept telling me like, well, Joe, you need to rule out that, you know, you're not just caffeine withdrawal. You know, it might not be your digestive problem. Like, no, I went a year without caffeine to test this. It wasn't just withdrawal symptoms. It was the eating food. If I took a day where I skipped eating, like, because like not like just randomly, but like intentionally, like I'm gonna eat more 3 days a week and then fast the other 4. The days that I was fasting, I wasn't tired. But the days I was eating twice as much, I was way sicker. So it's like a lot. Sorry,
it's a lot.
Yeah. So anyway, I got enough going on that it's
There's enough going on with Joe that we're not going to armchair diagnose him.
Yeah, nor am I going to armchair diagnose myself with things that, like I said, overlapping symptoms, but not necessarily overlapping cause.
Yeah.
The only thing that really made me think that I might have ADHD was the I have that thing with the that's common ADHD people. The what is it called? Rejection sensitive dysphoria.
Yeah.
Which doesn't necessarily make sense as something that would be caused by my stomach problems, but. Okay, so we got the Beatles manual reference here.
And then he's got another head, but no neck for it. I guess it goes straight into the body, which would make sense, I suppose. Caffeine does nothing to me, someone with HAD, unless it's a high amount. Then I pass out and have to go to the bathroom 20 times. From what I understand, the bathroom 20 times thing is just caffeine.
Yeah, it's a diuretic.
Yeah, I don't want that name in my stream. You can get it changed via Twitch. So I wouldn't recommend talking with that name because you will end up banned.
Yeah, if it's a name that I'm not comfortable saying, I'm just going to ban you so I don't have to acknowledge you in the chat.
Yeah, so my advice to you is go get that changed before you comment in my chat again. You can petition to Twitch, it's fine.
I'm sure they'll go, I can't imagine why you would want to change that. Okay, let's open up Photoshop. Like Adobe Photoshop. I'm phoning RoboCop. I get up on the mic, you know that. I won't flip and stop.
Yours is okay because it's not explicit and doesn't mention body parts. And you would also probably be already banned if it wasn't okay.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have assumed that that name was overtly sexual.
No.
But I see now why you might.
Yeah.
Why I see now how somebody could read it that way. Oh my gosh, the open file dialog on the new Adobe stuff is the stupidest, slowest thing, and I don't. There's no excuse for it. It's like, oh, we were trying to connect to the cloud for 3 minutes, and it's like, no, just give me a dialogue where I can look at my folders and click on a file. Oh my gosh, it should not take 3 minutes to open.
Cerberus might mean spotted, so the hound, it's called Spot. Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me either.
Yeah.
We do like a good little hellhound. Oh no, his head fell off. No.
Seriously though, why is this not? Did Photoshop just straight up crash?
Probably. It's known to do that.
Come on. This is why I do all my real work on a different machine. Like anything where I actually need Creative Suite, I don't run on this machine.
Okay.
Like,
Cerberus is done. He is good boy. Best icons rule, Twitch allows you to change your username once every 60 days. There you go. It's got another one. Yay! That's what we like to see. Taking ownership of mistakes and changing them.
yay.
Well done. Oh, he needs tail, which is probably this thing.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Which I don't understand why it's got 2 pieces on it, which have already broken. And it looks like a snake, I guess. Go into its bottom. Where's my knife? I need to stab it in the bottom a bit.
Okay. Whoa! Almost knocked a glass over.
Almost.
Didn't. That's a win. Okay. So let's go ahead and we're going to take down that Harvard image and we're going to put this image from the manual. Yeah. This is clearly the way to actually do this. I should have been doing this the whole time. I'm just going to say,
pupper with tail, which is just a snake body, let's be honest.
Okay.
Oh, it's supposed to go upwards. Oh, I was putting it in wrong. Right.
Oh my gosh, I've been using Google products too long. Somebody was talking about caffeine blocks adenosine A1 receptors, and adenosine blocks all the major activating neurotransmitters. I was reading this as, and AdSense blocks all the major activating neurotransmitters.
All right, Joe. It's been 3 hours now.
Is it time to call it?
I think it's time to call it because I need to turn my fan on full blast.
No, that's fair. I'm gonna do this next week, I think.
I am going to say goodbye to you, Joe. I appreciate you.
Appreciate you too,
And
Cleo.
I will see you. I will see you later.
Alrighty, catch you later, Cleo.
Bye. Disconnect from there. Okay. So. Could my raid buttons work? Apparently not. Let me check via. I'm going to send you to Cam because I can. Let me just check on. Yeah, Cam's still streaming. I'm going to send you to Cam. There you go. Have a great day. I know you guys are going to be amazing. And have fun. Bye-bye.